Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, and the tough loss to the Washington Redskins. I just feel like this team just lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game. We keep doing this, we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna be 8-8, and that's just a sign of mediocrity that I'm not trying to be a part of. First of all, Ezekiel Elliott only had 33 yards rushing. That cannot happen. That is not the winning recipe at all. Penalties killed us in this game hard. Penalties have been an issue. You look at the chop block penalties, the holding calls, and that weird little thing at the end where LP Laddiser snapped the ball, and I guess they said he moved the ball, and they took us back 5 yards, which affected the kick, which we didn't get, which in turn made the Redskins win because we could have tied that with 4 minutes left on the clock, 4 seconds left on the clock. But Lord and behold, that didn't happen. Again, we kicked ourselves in the ass in this game, and we can't do nothing but blame ourselves for that. One thing about this Cowboys team I noticed this year, which is weird, it's like if they're not winning in the game or if they're not coming out strong in the game, they have a problem with keeping pace with teams, and like that's you cannot succeed in this league like that because these teams are going to score on you quick and they're going to roll over you. And one thing that you cannot do is continue to get behind like that because it messes up your chances of getting into the playoffs. Now, I definitely said before this that like we needed this win going into the bye because right now losing this game, it's going to be a long bye week. And we don't play again till after the bye week, but that next Monday when we play the Tennessee Titans. So it's going to be a long little while before we play again. And it's crazy because I know that it's just disappointing. It's really disappointing when you think about it because we had a chance to get to be on top in the NFC East this week. Now the Redskins have that. I don't want to be I don't want to be an 8-8 team. I don't want to be mediocre. But something has to be done. And I don't know if you guys seen Jerry Jones' reaction after the game. He didn't even stick around and talk. Normally when Jerry Jones is to the point like that, you can tell that he's upset. I feel like somebody's going to lose their job this week. There were so many talks about getting Amari Cooper and all that other stuff. But then I also heard that like what it took was to give up a second round pick and Taco Charlton. First of all, no. If you're going to do all that, go ahead and get Dez and bring him back. Because Dez, you ain't got to lose anything. Sign the boy to the contract and just figure it out. Like make up with the guy, make up from the breakup. Because obviously Dez still wants to be here. He didn't sign with anybody else. So that's a clear indication of if it ain't Cowboys, I don't want to play. So it is what it is. I'm sorry I'm late with this video. I should be in the bed because I got to go to work in the morning, but I just had to get this out. All in all, today was great. The tailgate was great. Got to interact with a lot of you guys that were there. I appreciate the support from you guys. It was a great experience being out there. It was cold as I don't know what. I didn't get a chance to get more footage from the tailgate. I apologize for that. Because it was cold, my hands was freezing. I couldn't get to the phone. And in the game, like just watching the game, watching Cowboy games is like everything is tight. Your muscles are tight. You're just watching the game and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Like it's hard to get super excited because even when it's a positive play, like sometimes it is negated to a bad play. And first of all, Allen Hurns had like 4 or 5 catches this game. He normally only gets 1 catch for like 27 yards. That's it. But, again, we have to get better all around. Our offensive line has to get better because those holding calls are not where it's at. Dak Prescott's got to do better with his reads and reading the defenses and figuring out what's around him. Now, I'm a little worried about Dak right now because when he got that shot in the head, you think of, okay, is he going to have a concussion going forward? He had that ankle injury. You could see when you were looking at the tape of him going into the locker room at halftime, you can see that, like, I know they taped his leg, but you can see he had like a little, he was running gingerly, like he had a hop in his step because of that ankle. But I just look at this and I'm just like, you had every chance of winning that game. They did exactly what I told them not to do. Sound like somebody's parent, though. They didn't frustrate Alex Smith enough. Alex Smith had time to make a bologna sandwich in the pocket, and he's throwing the ball deep. Now, granted, a lot of those balls didn't connect, but if their wide receiver core wasn't so diminished, man, they could have been scoring all over us. Even that Hail Mary that was in the end zone, the dude just dropped the ball. If he would have caught that, like, that would have been start of the momentum that they had, and it would have took away and negated everything that we were trying to do up until that point. But the interesting thing is this. You look at it was a CBS game. We haven't had a CBS game like that, I think on Sunday or whatever, since, like, Troy Aikman played. And if you look at the scores from that last game to this Cowboy Redskin game, the scores were exactly the same. 2017. And that's a little creepy, actually. But, you know, when they showed that, when they showed it, I was just like, come on. Like, you gotta make us go back to this. Like, for all the superstitious people out there, it was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of eerie to think about when you look at that game when Troy Aikman played. That Troy Aikman got hit close to the end zone and fumbled the ball, and they scored a touchdown. Just like tonight when Dak tried to roll out the pocket, the defensive guy hit him, knocked the ball out, and they just walked in for the touchdown. And they're just like, karma, and time repeats itself, and it's like, you know, but we don't want the bad repeats. We want the good old glory days. That's what we want. Now, I have to give the Redskins credit. Congratulations to the Redskins. You guys are the leaders on top of the NFC East right now. But, you know, like I said, we shot ourselves in the foot. We could have came out there. We could have won that game. The Eagles lost today, so they did you a favor, but you didn't capitalize on that mistake that they had. So, again, you know, for this week, the Redskins are up top of the division. But, again, like I said, guys, going into this bye week is going to be really tough. And, you know, with that loss, you see how DeMarcus Ware, I wish, right? DeMarcus Lawrence, when he literally was pounding the ground. He was just so upset. And then he tweeted later with like 1,000,001 angry faces. And it's just like, come on. Like, something's got to give. Now, I don't know. Is Jerry Jones on the warpath? Because he snuck up out of that game without talking to nobody. So normally when that happens, somebody's going to lose their job. So if somebody loses their job this week, whether it's a player or a coach or both, changes have to be made. Now, because you can't keep going into things like this. Some people want Amari Cooper. Some of us want Dez Bryant. Some of us want some other wide receiver. But you got Bryce Butler, and you brought Bryce Butler back, but you're not using him. Name a play that he was in. Go ahead, I'll wait. And I don't want to hear that, oh, he was in there for a Hail Mary. He's a wide receiver. Let him get out there and do his thing. Because you've seen what happens when you play Bryce Butler. You know, he's got nice size and he's got decent speed too. So again, you know, he's able to get a deep ball here or two. You're trying to do it with Deontay Thompson, but it seemed like Deontay Thompson is not good enough. He's not hacking it. So with that being said, you got to look at the grand scheme of things here. So with the Redskins, now they're 4-2. Cowboys are 3-4. Again, the Cowboys are going to the African American History Museum tomorrow, and it's not going to be fun for them because they lost. My whole thing is this: if I lost a game like that, I'm trying to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm trying to get back to my area because this ain't where I want to be hanging out at because it's dangerous. Because, you know, people's emotions fly high. Like, you see the Redskin fans that are at the stadium, how live they are. You see the Cowboy fans when they were there, how live they were. You know, what I keep saying about fan bases being important to a team, it helps affect the team. And it seems like, you know, every time Dak's back is against the wall, he just seems like he figures it out. Now, granted, Dak ain't great. I don't think he ever will be. But one thing I can say about the young guy is, again, when his back is up against the wall and people are frustrating him and people are making it seem like he's the bad guy, he's able to play that next game at a higher level. Now, what happened to what the game plan was for the Jaguars game to now playing the Redskins? How could you not get that moving? How could you not get that going? That's the interesting part to me. Again, I don't know. But I will say this: it's gonna be rough this bye week because we had that L. Got to come back and wait for Monday Night Football. So what you gonna do? I'm not gonna be disloyal to my team. I'm still gonna be loyal to the Dallas Cowboys, but something's got to happen, whether a coach leaves this place or what, because you gotta snap it. You gotta get it back quick, because if you don't, you're gonna lose it forever. And we don't need none of that right now. All we need is to get these W's, and that's it. I think that's all I have for you guys. Like I said, I enjoyed seeing you guys that came to tailgate today. Thanks for that. Much appreciated. Everybody that follows my channel, you guys are great, awesome. I love you. What we gonna do until the Titans game? It's just like, you know, people gonna be watching TV like this. So, with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna take my butt to bed and go to work in the morning. So, this is your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great, whatever, you're asleep right now. You're not even watching this. But anyway, have a great Monday, because it's a loss. But, gotta be great. Just do the best you can. Talk to you soon.